Hey, good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News. A little nippy morning here in Virginia. Saturday, December the 7th, 2019. A couple things to cover this morning. Actually, not a whole lot of hard breaking news for a change, which is nice. A couple announcements to make. One, of course, if you're new to this space, welcome aboard. We got 1,641 subscribers now, I think it is. So there's some new folks out there. We do travel and cruise industry news every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6 a.m. And then I fit in if something is earth-shattering or breaking news or whatever, either do an extra live broadcast on the fly or get a video up covering that throughout the other days. Good morning, Gretchen. Gretchen's here early this morning. Good to see you, Gretchen. My other announcement today, we're going to have a new sponsor for these broadcasts. I haven't got all the T's crossed and I's dotted, but Scoot Around, the folks that I use for my special needs when I go on cruises, is going to be with us as a sponsoring partner for our travel and cruise industry news. Some of you have seen the video I did right after my Norwegian Sun cruise about Scoot Around and about generally about special needs and how to make it a lot easier on you folks if you have those special needs. But anyway, I will have a link and phone number in the description. It won't be there today because it'll get done over the weekend. So by the next broadcast Tuesday, it'll be in the description of the live broadcast, and it will also be in the description of all of my videos, which you can either contact me and I quarterback through all the information you need to have if you, for instance, if it's a scooter you need, have it waiting for you in your cabin when you get on your cruise ship. If it's a wheelchair, if it's any other special needs, walkers, any of those things, if you have need of that on a cruise, I'll quarterback it for you. Or if you want to do it yourself, I can give you the code for you to use, and you can contact Scoot Around and book it yourself. Either way, doesn't matter. The reason you use my code, number one, I make a commission, quite frankly. But the other reason is you will automatically be entitled to any kind of specials or discounts that are available at that time that you might not get just by going straight to the website. So it'll be worthwhile if you have any of those special needs, and Scoot Around will be with us, and that means that I'll probably be mentioning them, every now and then to give them a little encouragement along the way. So welcome aboard to the Scoot Around, folks. We will we'll be getting that all finalized and a little more sensible this weekend. So let's see. Do I have anything else this morning? I don't think so. I think it's time that we get to the news for the day. One thing that I do want to point out, something's dinging at me, so that means somebody was trying to get a hold of me. A follow-up on the story yesterday from the Dominica. Don't panic, folks. They're still screwed up. No cruise ships are going in there yet. But the election was held yesterday, and this is strictly a follow-up on that story, guys. The residents of Dominica cast ballots for the new parliament Friday, and the old party, the Dominican Labor Party, won overwhelmingly. They won, I don't know, 90% or something, 18 of 21 legislative seats, which gives them an unprecedented fifth term in power. So the Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt will continue in office. My understanding was the protests were over the people that were in power. So that's why they have not begun taking cruises back in there until we see if this violence is going to continue. But anyway, the old guys won, and they actually are in a stronger position than they were, as a couple of the opposition party, the Union Workers Party, they lost 3 of the 6 seats that they held. So, you know, the Skerritt's folks are stronger than ever, including his wife won one of the seats that the opposition party held. So I'm not sure of any of their rules down there. But anyway, that's Dominica. We don't know at this point in time if there will be any changes to the current policy of no cruise ships going in there until we see what the new government is going to do and how it's going to be handled. They brought in outside forces to help with the violence. We're just going to have to wait and see. So we'll let you know on that as time goes on. Okay. So that's our update this morning. The lead story for today was about MSC Cruises. They opened finally, been delayed a couple times, Ocean Key. Technically the Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, which is the new private island destination in the Bahamas of MSC Cruises. There's been a lot of fol-de-rol over this one. And there you see the first few people coming off of the Divina on Thursday, which was the first ship, first of MSC ships to go into Ocean Key. The Seaside was in yesterday. I'm not sure who goes today. I didn't check on that. But anyway, it is open, and now the MSC has their private destination up and going. MSC has turned the island from what was once an industrial sand excavation site into a stunning tropical destination, while working with environmental engineers and other experts to revitalize the surrounding ocean beds, marine life, endangered coral. That's according, of course, to the press release. The project took nearly 3 years to complete. 7,500 tons of scrap metal were removed throughout the cleanup process. More than 75,000 plants and shrubs planted across the island were used to create a biodiverse and sustainable environment. So good for MSC. You know, I've not been on an MSC ship yet. Some of my friends love them. Our friend Emma, for one, Emma Latisse, just absolutely adores MSC. It's European cruising. It's a little different than we're used to if you're a Carnival / Norwegian / Holland American / Princess type of cruiser. The European cruising is a little different. The food's a little different. Obviously, the language situation is different than we Americans are used to. Although they speak English on board, don't get me wrong. But you have to be a little bit more diverse with languages. I'll be mentioning them later in one other story here in a couple minutes too. But MSC's, you know, that's a growing force. It's the fastest growing cruise line out there right now. They have 4 ships now sailing out of Miami. One last sip of coffee left on I'm having Costa Rican coffee again today, folks. I really like this stuff. I got to send some people back to Costa Rica and bring me some more coffee. It's good stuff. But anyway, you got the Divina, you got the Seaside, you got the Meraviglia, and you've got the Harmonia are now sailing out of Miami. One of those, I believe it's the Harmonia, is moving to Tampa next year. So they're starting to spread out a little bit. But anyway, that's the MSC cruise line. So it's on my bucket list, folks. I'll get on one of them. I don't know if I'll make it on it this year or next. What I'm doing right now is trying to come up with a good Alaska cruise. I've got 2 cruises booked in February, so looking for an Alaska cruise early in the Alaska season next year. And then we'll see. An MSC, that's a good possibility. So a couple other stories to mention today. Virgin Voyages. We've all heard a ton about Virgin. Their first ship, the Scarlet Lady, has successfully completed sea trials. The ship embarked on its first round of sea trials, sailing from Genoa to Marseille on November 15th to 18th, and back to Marseille November 27th to 30th. The first cruise is scheduled April 1st of 2020. Virgin founder Sir Richard Branson and family boarded the Scarlet Lady in Marseille, toured the ship and all that stuff. So the Scarlet Lady, there's been a lot of talk about it. A lot of my buddies have been on it to help promote it. All my European cruise and travel folks over there have all been on the Scarlet Lady as part of the promotions over there. It's going to be a whole different world of cruising than we're used to. Of course, Richard Branson does things differently quite often. So they'll be on the scene starting April 1st. Be live and well. Florida is now fully loaded with more than $3 billion worth of new and updated cruise ships since the brand new Sky Princess made its debut this week in Fort Lauderdale. That is one of 2 major ships sailing out of there. That's new. The other one is the Norwegian Encore. But anyway, Port Everglades will be its home through next spring, and she'll be doing numerous cruises to the Caribbean, some 7, some longer. But the Sky Princess is new, so it's now at Port Everglades. So the other story this morning, quite frankly, it comes from my friends at Cruise Critic. Cruise Critic is the folks that I use a lot for research. They generally recommend cruises, recommend a lot of things. They have quite often the people that follow the Cruise Critic folks, they'll have a Cruise Critic meet and greet on cruises, and a group of people, and they get together. I talked to several people from the Cruise Critic guys on when I was on the Norwegian Sun, but there's Cruise Critic sends people out. A lot of the pictures you see on board cruise ships are from Cruise Critic photographers, but they go out and talk about cruises, talk of, the specifics of what's good and bad about cruise ships and so forth. Well, they do these awards every year that they, this is strictly in-house, strictly from Cruise Critic. They call it Cruise Critic Editor Picks for 2019. There's some surprises in there. The best new ship was Norwegian Encore. I'm not surprised at that. The best ship refurbishment was Oasis of the Seas. I don't think anybody can dispute that one with the changes that went on with Oasis. The best cabins, I found this one interesting, was Celebrity Cruises. We follow several of those. I don't. It's not a major line for me, but yeah, they're clearly there. The best dining, I'm tickled about this one, is Holland America, because I'm going on to Zuiderdam in February 1st. The best entertainment is Royal Caribbean. Best for families, obviously, Disney. The best itineraries is Holland America. I was a little bit surprised at that one, but it's not anything that I can disagree about. The best nightlife. Now, this one was shocking, is MSC. So I thought that would be Carnival, but MSC is the best nightlife on a cruise. The best service is Carnival. Not overly surprised at that. I know some of you folks that aren't Carnival people have the bad taste in your mouth because there's so much of a party ship a lot of times. I like Carnival because it is, I've always had really good service on Carnival. I mean, I'm too old to worry about the party part of it now, but the best shore excursion is Princess. The best for solo travelers, no question about that one, is Norwegian. Boy, that's something I would like to see other cruise lines picking up on, is improving their solo travel. But Norwegian is the best for solo travelers. That one didn't surprise me at all. The best suites, Royal Caribbean, doesn't surprise me there. The best value for the money is Carnival. That's the way I always looked at it. The best North American home port, and this one surprised me, is Seattle. Not that I have anything against Seattle. I love Seattle. But like I say, I'm looking to do an Alaska cruise out there. And one of the things I did this morning was price out the flights to Seattle, because I'll probably do a Seattle rather than a Vancouver. But anyway, that's the Cruise Critic Awards. I find them quite interesting always. So let's see if I got anything else this morning. No, I believe that's probably about it for today. Glad you guys joined me for another broadcast of travel and cruise industry news. I will, of course, have this will be up as a video here shortly for those of you that missed the live broadcast this morning. One other thing, I know I had something else to point out. As I have announced a couple times and had to change it now a couple times, my Chillie chats with Kyle Falwell, the owner, operator, and pilot, who's flown 40-some Mercy missions to the Bahamas, which we're going to do an interview on an update on the recovery efforts from Hurricane Dorian, and specifically in Abaco and Treasure Key. We were going to, the second time we tried to set this up yesterday, and Kyle ended up well, his daughter is a swimmer, and she swam in a swim meet yesterday, and she specializes in the breaststroke. 200-meter breaststroke, and she won by, I don't know, 25 meters or something. She half a pool, she was ahead of the nearest competition. But the main thing is she qualified for nationals. And of course, that's getting on up there when you qualify for nationals in the swimming competitions. I mean, I don't know anything about that, but yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'm sure there was some celebration with Kyle and his daughter and son after her successful swim meet yesterday. So I'm not surprised that we didn't get together for the interview. So I will send him a message again this morning. It might be sometime this weekend. I have no idea what his schedule's like. My schedule's pretty light this weekend. I've got a couple of pet sitting houses to go take care of for my niece. Kitty cats, simple stuff. But I'll see what Kyle's schedule looks like this weekend, and maybe we can get that done this weekend, because we start back in next week. He's probably going to be flying all over the world again, like he does almost every day. So anyway, that's again, it's scheduled but not scheduled. So we will have the Chillie chats with Kyle Falwell, and when we actually do it and get it up there, I will promote the heck out of it. So just keep watching. If you've subscribed and hit the bell notification, you'll be notified when we go live with that. You'll also be notified with the promotional things ahead of time. So just watch out for it and join us. You'll be able to ask Kyle questions, but just type them into the to our chat box, and we'll take it right straight to Kyle. And if any questions you might have about the recovery efforts in the Bahamas. So as always, if you have not subscribed, down in the lower right-hand corner is a little subscribe button. Invite all of you to subscribe to this channel. We talk about travel and cruise industry, both in news on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and all facets of the travel and cruise industry through videos. So if you'd like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, just hit that little subscribe button. The bell notification will tell you when I put a new video up or when I go live. And as always, appreciate a thumbs up. Or you want to tell me to go to hell, thumbs down. That's cool too. But anyway, that's it for this morning. This is Chillie, the fat travel guy, and I'm signing off for today. I'll see you guys Tuesday if I don't see you before then. Later, y'all. That about wraps up today's travel and cruise industry news. We hope to see you next time. We meet here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This broadcast was produced by Chillie's Cruises and hosted by me, Chillie Falls.